What's going on? So I wanted to talk about being like schizophrenic or schizoaffective and having the symptom or what's seen as a cognitive distortion of magical thinking. Because I don't believe that trying to like pull someone away from their magical thinking symptom is like really the right thing to do for someone like that. So let me explain. Now, I don't believe that it's really the problem in schizophrenics and schizoaffectives. The problem is obsession, because almost everybody has magical thinking. Like anyone that believes in religion, like Jesus rose from the dead and stuff like that, or anyone that kind of has like different spiritual beliefs regarding things like manifestation or law of attraction. Because one day I was talking to my therapist, and he suspected the magical thinking thing, but he kind of like, what's going on? I can kind of understand where he's coming from, because I told him that I see the number 333 a lot in my life. Like in this specific time frame in 2018, I saw it a lot, like a lot, all the time. It was always 3:33 a.m. or p.m. I would see it on like garbage can dumpsters and stuff like that, or like TV, radio, whatever it was. I was always seeing this number, and it was only in this time frame. I don't really see it anymore, so I kind of suspected that it was maybe like God or like something like that, like trying to like communicate with me. And he almost like talking down to me. I didn't really like the way he like tried to communicate with me that it was magical thinking, or he believed that. He was kind of like talking down to me, and I didn't like that. But I understand. And more specifically, not just about that, like in particular, but more like magical powers, like a lot of schizophrenics believe in. Whether or not they claim they have it, they believe in it. And it's seen as a problem. But alright, take it like this. Like, there are fish, like electric eels, that can shock its prey with electricity somehow. I don't know how it works, but that can be seen as like a magic fish to like someone, not to someone who isn't like versed in modern science, but to me it's reasonable, because like we can't do that, regardless of whether or not you have the necessary organs to do that. Humans, at least most humans, can't do that. Or like an octopus or a chameleon that can change its skin color. That can be seen as like a magic animal. And then take it like this. Like, imagine thousands of years from now. There's people laughing.
Harry would do better.
What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, guy?
But the universe we know with science is 13.7 about billion years old. And imagine if there's like a race of like beings that managed to overcome every obstacle in their like evolution and completely like evolve these abilities to do like all these crazy things. Because we know that evolution begins with like just a few species, a few individual members of a species, kind of like, I can't think of the right word, but almost like departing from the norm and doing something different. And I think that's evident in our society, because there's rumors of people that can do things like telekinesis and I don't know, other things, whatever, like pyrokinesis. There's people that can predict into the future, which I actually have that ability, because some of the voices, the schizophrenic voices I hear, they tell me things in like the future that actually happen. And I'm not lying about this. Like, it was more prevalent when I wasn't on my medication, but they would tell me things like, oh, tomorrow at 1:08 you're gonna get a text message, and I got that text message the next day at 1:08. And also, I remember praying to God to send like some kind of like spiritual healer into my life. And when I finished up the prayer, my voices were like, on Saturday. And sure enough, that Saturday came, and I came across a pranic healer who does also theta healing and like tarot readings. She's awesome. But yeah, like, it's real. You can't tell me that that's magical thinking, because that's like real and it actually happened. Sorry, and it's like hard to breathe. But yes, this is what I'm saying. Like, magical thinking, like, it's not the problem, because there's something that's really there. Whether you have this ability or whether you believe in it, like, it's realistic to think that what I'm getting at with the imagine if there was like a race that evolved these powers. That's like realistic thinking, because we're only like, our society has only been around for a few thousand years. So imagine there's like a society that's been around for like billions of years. Sorry, my whole like rant is like all scattered. I have a very unfocused mind. That's part of my illness, my lack of focus. But yeah, if they've been around for like billions of years and overcame all these obstacles, like, it's realistic to think that they would have some kind of like powers that we can't imagine. If a fish could like shock something, or a chameleon could change its skin color, we know that that's real. But how is it that it goes from like not having this ability to having this ability? So it's like realistic to think that like somehow or another you can kind of like will yourself to get these abilities, and that's why maybe there's such few people in the world that do have like telekinesis or something. I don't think it's like ridiculous to think that. But what I'm saying with specifically schizophrenia and schizoaffective is that the problem is not magical thinking. The problem is obsession, hyperfocus, or lack of focus, which is, like, not the same as hyperfocus, but it's just being all like disoriented and all that. Because I know with my problems, like, when I was very young, I was very obsessive. I've always been that way.
Wait, how old is...
Hello.
What? How old is your daddy?
It's a Sunday, so everyone's out. Good day in the woods. Aw. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Little doggy. Cause yeah, like when I was a little kid, like I wanted to be like the absolute best at all the video games I played, even though I was kind of bad at most of them. But I got so obsessive that like I like hyper focused on all of these games that I played, trying to be like the absolute best in the world at them. And I actually thought that like, not that I would become it, but like I thought that if I kept working towards them, like getting all obsessed over it, that I would be like really good at it, at least. Maybe not the best, but like really good. The problem wasn't like that I believe that I'm seeing into the future, like some event or something like that. That was not the problem. It's literally like obsession and being like out of balance. Because there's people that believe in things that are seen as like magical thinking or fall into that category. And they're people that are like healthy, like balanced. They live like healthy, balanced lives. And that's like a lot of people that they're into like meditation or like anything strange, sort of, if that makes sense. But like, they're not on medication, they're like healthy, they exercise, eat healthy. So yeah, I just get a little annoyed when like someone sees magical thinking as a problem, because like almost everybody has it. So yeah, that's all I really had to say. Alright, so take care. Peace.